Keeping children safe in schools tops our news tonight. Alabama lawmakers, law enforcement officials, and school leaders have taken up the issue in a special summit this week.
This, of course, is to prevent a tragedy similar to the Connecticut massacre at an elementary school where 26 people were killed. Alabama lawmakers plan to make this a top priority in the new session of the legislature.
But local school leaders have already taken steps to ramp up security.
What changes have been made are in tonight's top story. Tuscaloosa County Interim School Superintendent Dan Butler told WVUA parents will notice big changes when they come to school to see their children. Butler says they have deputies in each elementary school and they are requiring all visitors to wear identification, and school leaders are looking into the possibility of getting locks for classrooms. Butler says the system already had security plans in place, but after Connecticut, he says it's a different situation.
It's wonderful to see the different groups pulling together and addressing school safety. And for that, I'm thankful, because now we maybe have some help with that, maybe we have some help with it. Not that we've not had the help, but we'll all be on the same page now, looking to see how to make the schools safe for the children.
And Butler says they are on higher alert now for security all throughout the entire school system, and they have a lot of work to do to achieve maximum security.
WVUA is covering Mobile County, where a middle school student has been arrested for bringing a loaded gun and a knife to school. It happened in Bayou La Batterie at Alba Middle School. According to police, school officials found a .25 caliber semi-automatic pistol and knife in the book bag, which was stashed away in the locker room in the gym. Police say the boy got the gun from a shed behind his parents' home. He told police he was being bullied, and he brought the gun to school to protect himself. He now faces misdemeanor charges of carrying a concealed weapon and having a pistol without a permit. He was suspended from school.
In California, another school shooting. This time, one student has been shot. This happened in Taft, California, a community in the southern San Joaquin Valley. Authorities say the suspect is believed to be a student. The victim was flown to a hospital in Bakersfield, California. Officials say they believe a shotgun was used in this attack. Taft is about 120 miles northwest of Los Angeles. In Washington, D.C., it's the second day of meetings for President Obama's Gun Violence Task Force.
Today, the team meets with the National Rifle Association and other gun rights groups. Sandra Endo has details.
A set of anti-gun violence recommendations is set to be on the president's desk as early as Tuesday, as Vice President Joe Biden's task force continues to meet with various gun rights groups, anti-violence advocates, and entertainment and video game industry representatives. He says one recommendation is emerging.
There is a surprising, so far, a surprising recurrence of suggestions that we have universal background checks. Not just close the gun show loophole, but total universal background checks, including private sales.
Something Colorado's governor supports.
Why don't we have universal background checks for all gun sales?
The National Rifle Association is meeting with the task force today, and while the group opposes tougher gun control laws, it wants more armed guards in schools. In Virginia, which saw the deadliest school shooting in the nation's history, a new Quinnipiac University poll shows 66% of voters say they support the idea of placing an armed police officer in every school. 29% oppose the idea. But at the federal level, the majority of Virginia voters support a national ban on assault weapons by a margin of 58% to 39%. The U.S. had a ban from 1994 until it expired in 2004. With just days to go until the recommendations are presented to the president, Biden says coming up with solutions to this national problem isn't easy.
We realize this is requires all the stakeholders to give us their best ideas as to how we deal with what, as I said at the outset, is a complicated problem. If you look at every one of the tragic events that have attracted so much attention, it's hard to be able to pinpoint what you could have done.
The real test will be to implement the recommendations. In Washington, I'm Sandra Endo.
Turning now to your local weather, a lot of our areas saw some heavy rain today.
We sure did, and we could be in line for more tonight and possibly some storms. Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now with a first look at your forecast. Hello, Richard.
Hey, Philip and Lynn. Yeah, a lot of rain on the radar at this point over the western side of the state. Even some showers along I-65, but the heavier rain by far over West Alabama counties. This activity is lifting off towards the north and east, but nothing severe at this point. But from Pickens County, point south down along Highway 17 over Sumter County, even in Greene County, some of that heavier rain starting to stretch in. Down towards Butler and Choctaw County, that activity is moving towards Linden and Demopolis. Again, some heavy rain expected at times tonight, but it's not going to rain all night. This activity kind of comes and goes. Here's our first wave of rain. Additional rain will likely develop during the day tomorrow. So here's that forecast tonight. Again, rain expected at times, but when's this mess going to get out? Your forecast is coming up.
All right, thanks, Richard. You may find this hard to believe, but more than 5 children die each day as a result of child abuse, according to childhelp.org.
And today, agencies in our area who support victims of abuse are getting a helping hand. The Alabama Department of Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention awarded more than $174,000 to 6 different agencies right here in West Alabama. The DCAP is an organization that provides resources to fund community programs that are committed to prevention of child maltreatment. Organizers told WVUA they are so grateful for any help they can get.
It will make our lives so much easier. We are overwhelmed and excited with the amount of money that they were able to award us this year. Times are tough right now, so we, of course, are very grateful for every grant award that we receive.
And can you tell us how much?
The money will go to Big Brothers Big Sisters of West Alabama, Child Abuse Prevention Services, the University of Alabama Baby Talk and Parenting Assistance Line, Tuscaloosa's One Place, and United Cerebral Palsy of West Alabama. Still ahead, the flu bug is taking.
On your health watch, experts are predicting the flu to be a pain in the wallet of business. The flu has been spreading fiercely across the United States, with 41 states reporting widespread activity.
And that will cost employers and businesses big time. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The CDC saying the seasonal flu will cost businesses, listen to this, nearly $10.5 billion in direct costs. That's for hospitalizations and outpatient visits for adults. That number does not include costs like sick pay, work delays, and lost productivity. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months old and older get vaccinated.
It's officially tax season, and while many of us will be able to file on January the 30th, about 20% of Americans will have to wait. The Internal Revenue Service claims late changes to federal tax laws are to blame for a possible delay in filing your 2012 return. February or even March is when the agency expects all the updates to be installed and ready. People who will have to wait include those claiming residential energy credits, general business credits, or depreciation of property. Now, still to come here on the news at 6.